Just normal stories that come with that. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, sometimes you just remember some good shit. Welcome to the Bottom of the Bottom podcast.
What's going on, good people? Y'all know what time it is, man. It is the Hump Day Happy Hour Tap In. It's the Bottom of the Bottle Show. I'm your host, Jay Walker III. That's my brother and my co-host, Carolina Dirt 803. What's good with you, player?
Hey, Hump Day Happy Hour Tap In. You know what it is. It's a blessing to be here.
For sure, for sure. So we can get right to it. Dallas, y'all get one more week to enjoy y'all ride. You know what I'm talking about? Great job, Dak, for beating Tom Brady at 157 years old. That should be something that you put on your resume. You knocked them out. But I think y'all got a buzzsaw to deal with, coming up. So how you feel about that?
I hope San Francisco knock their block off, tell you the truth. I ain't no Dallas hater. I'm a Dallas fan hater because all they do is talk shit. Most of them don't even know football. Most of them don't even know football.
For sure. And the Giants was surprising, but Kirk Cousins was not. So I don't think it was really a surprise.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. And big shout out to Under the Tree, Pastor Palmer, Weatherman, T. Smalls, big Jaguars fans. I only know two of them.
Since being in Let's Talk Under the Tree group, there's several of them. Jacqueline, she a Jacksonville fan. And there's about 3 or 4 of them that were screaming. Cast 2 films that did that shot the movie we're in. He a Jacksonville fan. So there's a couple in there.
Okay, well, big shout out to them for pulling off. As an Atlanta fan, that was amazing what y'all did. It brings up horrible memories and nightmares and shit. But big kudos, big shouts out to Duval.
Hey, but you remember, I don't know if you remember before the game started, I said Jacksonville was going to win. I didn't think it was going to be like that. But I picked Jacksonville as my surprise team to make it to the Super Bowl.
I didn't think that man was going to throw 4 daggone interceptions.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to do that. He actually been on my fantasy league for the last 6 weeks in 3 of my fantasy groups. So I had him on my team. I had him, Zay. What's the other buddy? Can't think of his name. Christian Kirk on my team, and I had Ingram, and I had the tight end. God dog, I had all of them. I think I had Etienne and one of my other I ain't gonna lie, I did have a lot of them. They were scoring points now.
Yeah. Well, it's about time for some parity in the league, man. Whether it's made up or not. The Lifetime movie event which suggested the Buffalo Bills might walk away with this thing. What you think?
Jacksonville knock them off.
Jacksonville gonna knock off Buffalo?
Well, I don't know. I gotta look at the brackets. I just got to ride with Jacksonville because I said it last week to y'all. So I got to ride with the team I picked. I said it before the game, so I'm not a Jacksonville fan. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan to the end. But I'm just saying, who's left in the AFC? I just think Patrick Mahomes ain't the old Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna throw 2 picks a game. If you look at his interception ratio, it's high this year. So
yeah, but I don't know, because he can throw 5. He can throw 2 picks and still throw 5 touchdowns.
He can, but what Jacksonville can do is run the ball. Buffalo, they like your favorite shooter. They streaky. That's all I'm gonna say. As far as the AFC, Cincy's still tough. I like the way Cincy play. I wouldn't mind seeing Cincy and Jacksonville in the AFC Championship.
Absolutely, that'll be a good look. Yeah. That'll be a good look.
But we give a shout out to before we get into the cosign. So
Oh, always.
Venom hit me up right before we went live and said the second reel she posted that you was on it hit 8,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so she said kudos to your brother. It hit 8,000.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's one of their best reels or not, but 8,000 that's pretty dope.
Well, I appreciate the invite, man. She made me feel at home like she always do. So we appreciate it. That'll be a partnership or that'll be something that we do from time to time. Big shout out to Smitty Go Getter and that whole organization over there.
Yeah, well, we always say the cosign. We shout out Smitty and Venom and Sterling Stacks. That's who you was helping out while he couldn't be on the show, but he's also one of the hosts of the cosign, Sterling Stacks.
All right. Big shout out April Showers, always tuning in. My Chi-Town cousin. She got family down here in SC, and she always show up and show out, always sharing the live and doing things that good people do. So I hope all is well with you.
Indeed.
We got to put that on the shirt, cuz we got to copyright that. Indeed.
Yeah, man. That and most definitely between Indeed and most definitely, I think them
For sure.
them the two.
For sure. Shit, it's been a while since it's just been us two on here.
Yeah.
We could do a first call, man. We got some things with the production that we got to work out, so that's why you're not seeing some of the normal graphics that you would see. But you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. More classic. The Last Dragon or the Warriors?
The Last Dragon is cultural. I think the Warriors is dated. We always talk about, but the Warriors was a great movie, but the Last Dragon is just something everybody knows. So I'll say the Last Dragon.
All right. For the people who haven't seen the Warriors, man, take the time to go out, man. The world wasn't always like this. We are in a place now where you could probably get a gun from your neighbor if you just knock on the door and ask for it, like some sugar. But back then it was harder to do, and the gangs had to actually get down with the fisticuffs. What movie would you take Denzel out of and put him in another movie?
Shit, the Manchurian Candidate. I ain't like that movie. Like everybody thought that was a good movie. I ain't like it.
It's deeper than like it didn't. It's because of what a Manchurian Candidate is. It's deep. But where would you put him? Like replace him in another movie that would have been just as good.
You can put him in. You can put him in Common's role in John Wick, just because he done came out with the Equalizer.
That may happen. I feel like this John Wick thing is gonna do. They're gonna do some twists and turns.
Oh yeah, Donnie Yen is in the new one. Donnie Yen is in the new one.
I think. Yeah. So we'll see. That is one of the doper franchises. We always wonder what happens to. You had Die Hard, you had multiple Rambos, you had multiple Rockies. So it was in this new era, these sequels are hard. Like right now, Fast and the Furious is running away with it up until John Wick.
Transformers had it. They had a role going.
Yeah, they've been on break for too long. I know they're coming with another one, but they've been on break for too long. They probably got to get that money up. They're gonna spend $1 billion.
They're trying to start over, I think.
Bring a gun to a knife fight, or bring a knife to a gunfight, or have to fight multiple people.
I'll take that multiple people just in case somebody take that weapon from me. Shank me
Bringing a
with my
knife to
own
a
knife.
gunfight ain't never gonna work.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
All right, that was
amazing.
3. In these days, would you rather be pulled over by a white cop or a black cop?
Shit. Neither one really.
You don't want to get pulled over, though.
Yeah, I don't want to get pulled over at all. But shit, they both bad to me. I'll stick with my race. But I've had some good encounters with white cops too. I'll choose my race, but I think in the end I might regret it too. Depending on what I'm getting pulled over for, like my speeding and my lane violation and my, depending on what I'm getting pulled over for.
Absolutely, absolutely. Who's more to blame in this war between the sexes, men or women?
Yeah, women. Women don't like women.
Say again?
Women don't like women.
That's heavy. Well, that's my 5.
What grade were you in when you got your first F that you can remember?
Shit. 4th? 5th?
4th, 5th? I know I was catching F's, but I don't know. It might have been around that time. 4-car day was hell.
Yes, it is. They ain't come today.
Yeah. Favorite Girl Scout cookies. My daughter sells Girl Scout cookies. Favorite Girl Scout cookies.
The Samoas.
The who?
The Samoas.
Which one of them is?
That ain't the chocolate caramel coconut shit.
Man, I don't like the coconut. That's one.
That was my old one. That was my old one. Yeah, that was my old one. I like the lemonades now.
I don't like. Give me the chocolate mint or the peanut butter. But like I said, I only eat them maybe once a year, if that. I know people go crazy over them Girl Scout cookies, but yeah, I would have to find a paper to go draw. I know they got one new. Nah, them bitches $5 a box now. They got one new one. Yeah, they got one new cookie. I don't have the sheet in front of me, but they do got one new cookie.
Oh, you get somebody to bring you. What's the new cookie?
Oh, I ain't got the paper in front of me, but one new cookie. Go back to my daughter. If you had a daughter, what sport would you want her to play or participate?
Golf or tennis or gymnastics? She can hoop if she want to.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think that I think that golf thing is about to come apart, man. We do need to get a guest that knows about golf. I think golf is going to be one of the things that take off like next year. I see like on Facebook, and I see advertisements for black owners in golf clothing and stuff like that. So I feel like that's gonna take off. I'm starting to find more people that golf. I love Top Golf for some reason. I love Top Golf.
Yeah. As soon as I get this barrel off my front, I can take some of that pressure off my back. I used to be able to swing.
Yeah, I can't swing either. I got to get over my shoulders and over my stomach at the same time. Who was one of the most important characters from Good Times?
Walona.
All right, my bad. Not a regular. We'll go not a regular.
Oh shit. Sweet Daddy.
Sweet Daddy went
And who was the drunk? What was the drunk name?
Ned the wine.
Ned the Wino. I don't know how I forgot that. This is a tie between Sweet Daddy and Ned.
All right. I guess we can talk about it after this question. Who would you want to see in the house party as the main characters?
Look, I rewrote that whole fucking shit in my mind.
Yeah.
I had the perfect idea for how they could have did the house party. I feel some kind of way about them leaving Kid and Play out and they still alive.
Yeah.
So what's your question again, my bad?
Like, who would you want to see as the main characters? We'll say Kid, Play, and Vidal.
Kid playing who?
Vidal, Martin character. Dragon Breath.
Yeah.
And I guess you could play take the two ladies too. So that's what 5 characters.
I would say DC is the DJ. So I would put DC in Martin's place. I mean, the crowd that they got is pretty decent as far as the younger actors. Jacob Lattimore, and I probably would have took Buddy from Dope in the Wu-Tang. I can't think. Shaheen, the dark skinned dude.
Yeah.
I would have took him for Play. Yeah, and then maybe who did I say? Who did I say first? DC.
Yeah.
DC to do Shaquem or Shaquem. And who would be light skinned that could do it? Buddy from I don't know if he can dance or not, but Buddy from Blackish, the son.
I was gonna say you almost can take Will and Jazz from the Fresh Prince and make them Kid and Play.
Oh, from the new show.
Yeah, I'm thinking you probably could take them two and make them Kid and Play.
That is actually fair. I didn't even think about them two.
Yeah. Vidal. I don't know. I guess you would damn, who would be who'd be probably a good Vidal? The little dude from Wild 'N Out with the glasses.
Oh, Cortez.
Cortez, just because he quirky, like they ain't got to use the stank breath, they could do something else. Like they could just crack on his height or something. But he kind of quirky, like, do girls like him or not?
Yeah. As far as the girls, definitely light skin from Wild 'N Out. Not B Simone.
Vita.
V. Yeah. Her and probably Tiana Taylor. Because they got to be able to dance.
Yeah, I think Tiana Taylor's a dope one. Tiana Taylor probably be the darker one. And the light one would have to be another somewhat dancer. I can't think of nothing off the top of my head. Just trying to stay with the skin tone thing, just so you can see the movie the same way.
I was saying, like I said, Pretty V, B Simone. I only say B Simone because I kind of feel like B Simone, like I feel about Tisha Campbell. Tisha Campbell did one good thing for me besides House Party, and that was my wife and kids.
Man, she skipped over Martin show.
She wasn't my favorite character on Martin.
Oh, she
was just the character.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, who plays Kid's dad?
We could go with we always shout 85-5. You could go Carlos or Lawrence Owens.
Yeah, Lawrence Owens could definitely be there.
Yeah, Lawrence Owens could be his pops.
Now, who's gonna play the bullies?
Um, um, you gotta give me time to think on that one. You gotta give me time to think on that one. Oh, but they brothers, so they got to be the same skin tone.
Not necessarily.
I take the Big Jaw Minx, and I say Big Jaw Minx, and I need one more.
Ken Edwin is the other dark skinned dude with the glasses that be with John them. Because you know one of the bullies always had that 5 o'clock shadow. He looked like he was 36.
Yeah. I get somebody out there camp.
Out there independent camp.
Yeah. Big John. Yeah. I fucks with that. Who you got?
No, I mean I agree with that. I agree with somebody independent, young, that's gonna be intimidating. I'm trying to think of anybody else that I would be able to put in there. Drewski could be one of the bullies. Because you had the silly one, you had the super silly one. I don't know, like the premise of the new one is some like Airbnb housekeeper shit. And they somehow get access to LeBron's house. I feel like they should have went very, very much to the next generation of kids, and they heard about this crazy party that their parents had. Now the parents is older, they a little bit slower, you know what I'm saying? They easing into their old age, but the kids always keep hearing from various people about this legendary party, the legendary parties that their parents used to have. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, with that being said, they would be dope though. Like they say that, and they show clips from the old house party, like just be like this the original, and then move to like now this is how the white people do it. Show Project X scenes, and then do the joint.
Just something along the lines of like keeping the levity of, like I said, kid and play not being the stars, but being in there like, damn, pops, I found this tape of y'all in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they stern, they not stern or strict parents, but they don't play that bullshit. They got good kids. The kids want to get wild one time before they go, to college. And I just feel like that would have been a better story, and you would have been able to see that spin-off of the original.
Yeah, make people. I think that's what the success from Coming to America 2 was. Like they brought so much of the old in that part 2 wasn't great, but you couldn't deny what it was. Like no bullshit. I was at my man's house last week, and we sat there. We watched like the last hour of Coming to America, the first one.
Right.
Like
yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, "How you thought about part 2?" He's like, "Man, part 2 is good, but it ain't nothing like this."
Right. Part 2 was just if you was alive and young when the first one came out, you knew that part 2 could not hold a candle. You know what I'm saying? But they brought back certain elements of the original that made you be like, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That fit. You were like, that fit. Instead of, man, that
Right.
shit don't make sense. Like when you say that fit, it's just like when they did the whole, he had a son, but they backtracked though. to the night where he was doing the club scene,
In the
like picking
club.
chicks. Like it's like, all right, that could make sense.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's dope. I think that was dope. But yeah, man, me and my man was sitting there watching, and we was just like we sitting there quiet. Like this the first time watching the movie. We just quiet and sipping, and we laughing to ourselves. It's just like, damn, this shit's still a classic.
It's still fucking hilarious.
So what is
My son walks.
Yeah, so is it coming to America? Harlem Nights or Life?
For me, it's life. For me, it's life. I don't know nothing about being a part of royalty. You know what I'm saying? So that's a story that is told from a different purview. And I get it, like they told a nice story, but for me, it's life just because that story is timeless. Black folks getting blamed for some shit that some white folks did and having to deal with some bullshit and making the best out of the bullshit that they got to deal with.
Well, technically, McDowell was going against McDonald's, which was the white man, and Harlem Nights was going against the Italian / the white man. So technically, all three of the black people overcame.
Indeed, for sure.
I like them three because all the talent that was in all three movies. Right, you got some movies that got a whole bunch of actors and comedians, and the movie be trash because they just filled it up with names. Like they filled it up with names and talent. Like the whole you gonna eat your cornbread. That was like matter of fact, they said all Bernie Mac scenes were ad libs. Right. Eddie was the one that said, "Hey, just let him go."
It's like the same thing that you appreciate about Adam Sandler. Whether you like his movies or not, he always put his people, his homeboys, in all his movies. And Eddie Murphy don't get enough credit for doing that.
Hey, so just because you said, I got to bring it up because it came up on my timeline, and I watched that shit for like 10 minutes straight, and it wasn't nothing but a YouTube short. No, I was dying laughing by myself in the car when Carlos asked Nav about how can you hook me up in the movie and come to America too.
Yeah.
And they had T-Pain like, bro, all you had to do was say, my partner do comedy. And Nav had the blankest look, man. Somebody put that as a YouTube short, man. I died laughing about 10, 15 minutes straight. I'd let that bitch play on repeat. And every time I looked at Nav's face, like, man, I fucked up. So,
but I don't know if he probably would have got it to Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie is an icon, cuz. So
no, Carlos said you standing right next to the nigga.
He was
right next to the nigga.
He was. He's like, all the merch I done gave you, you couldn't even wear the sweatshirt. You couldn't even wear the hoodie.
Yeah. He was like, T-Pain, you ever heard of Nav Green? T-Pain said, nah.
So he said, there's my partner right there. You know it was a movie with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Hey, what up? Together we break chains. How you doing? But so that's the question. Podcast thing jump off. Let's say we have some decent guests, and you got a homeboy be like, hey, plug me in. Do you plug your partner in or what?
Always. And the reason why you say always, well, you don't always get the opportunity for one. You know what I'm saying? For some people, it's just business. It's like, I'm here to do something. I'm here to promote something. And that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
But if you get a moment to have a really down-to-earth moment with a celebrity guest and you can link somebody else in, maybe you're not linking yourself, but you got somebody else that you want to link in, then you drop a name or two. But it's harder to do than not to do.
Yeah,
it's harder to, you know what I'm saying?
It's time. It's all about timing and the way the vibe is going at that moment. Because there's been times where somebody be like, no names, but in the past be like, hey man, DJ Kryptonite, right? I see y'all together. I be like, yeah. You like, hey man, you think here? And I'll be like, technically, that's not my lane to pass shit. But
Right.
I can say, hey, Crip, you know, so and so, or whoever else I might know, even if it's a business, if I know business, they'd be like, hey man, you know somebody can do this? Yeah. Now you already know you ain't gonna get the same price and the same response that I'm gonna get. But I
Right.
still will do it though.
But I think that's a different aspect of it. Now, the flip side to that is somebody that knows, say you got a relationship with Lawrence Owens
Yeah.
and he dealing with somebody that you trying to get a hold of. You know what I'm saying? Does he owe you that connect?
Hell no.
You know what I'm
Hell,
saying?
hell no.
Now, Nav on the other hand, Nav kind of owes the connect because he is literally famous because of them dudes.
Yeah, he's sitting on their
But
couch.
it's also Eddie Murphy.
It's also so it's more so is it loyalty or respect? Because that's where it come into play. He respect
Now
Eddie Murphy.
he could have talked to Leslie Jones, who got clout, who got pulled, and he probably could have kicked it with Arsenio.
Yeah. Yeah. Made his way
There
up.
were
Worked his way.
people there were people he could have spoken up on. So that's a good thing. Like how many people is like being a reference for somebody looking for a job? You ever had a motherfucker ask you for a reference and you like, nigga?
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, you horrible. And I gotta pee in your cup.
I don't even know if you're gonna go to work. Your work history since I've known you has been slim and all over the place.
Bro, I know you on your fourth job in 9 months.
Mm.
Like, and then and I guess I guess it's levels to it too. So if I'm working at a entry level job, as Buddy said, in Coming to America, he was washing lettuce. He moved up the fry. I'll put anybody on because I ain't really caring.
Right.
Now,
You don't have no dog in the fight.
yeah, I ain't got no dog in the fight. But once I start, right under assistant manager at whatever role, I'm right under shift lead. Like that's when I start weighing who comes in because that reflects who I am also. Just like
And how much work you gonna do?
yeah, how much work you gonna do? Because technically, I'm gonna be your boss. If I ain't your boss, I'm working side by side to you. And if I know you ain't shit, then you about to make my day fucked up.
Right.
So when it comes to that, it all depends on the person. And I tell people straight up, like when I worked at Target at the warehouse, and others ask me to work out there, I'll be like, hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, they slave out there, and I'm gonna let you know right now, they ain't about to work me harder than what I gotta work. So I want you to know if they ain't about to do it, bro, you ain't about to do it either, and you on your own.
Yeah. I always tell people, go ahead and apply.
Oh yeah,
And once you apply, I'll see what I can do to get you pulled up. However, again, you got to understand what I know about you.
yeah,
If I only know you because we got the same weed, man, you know what I'm saying? But I go to work. We don't smoke weed the same.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I go to work. You don't go to work. You scamming.
yeah. Hey man, when I started at the Target store, man, I ain't gonna lie, I had like 6, 7 of my homeboys working out there, but all of them worked. But I had got
Right.
like 6, 7 of my homeboys out there to work when they were out, we fresh out of high school, going first year of college. Like
Did they stay long enough for you to get your referral?
yeah, each one of them did a good enough job for me to refer another one. Like they were bringing all my partners in. They were
What
bringing
I'm
all my.
saying is, you know how you bring somebody on and they might give you $250,
Oh no, they
five hundred
weren't doing
dollars.
it. No, they weren't doing that shit back then.
Oh,
They weren't
Target
doing
wasn't
that
doing
shit.
it.
Not at the store back then. Like they brought that to the warehouse, some years after. But when I worked at the store, now I had about 6 of my homeboys working just off the word of my mouth. Like they were like, we need people. Hey, my homeboy, I put an application in, pull his name. And they were pulling names. Like I said, I had about 6 of them out there. I mean,
So
but all of them was like, bottom line, all of them went to work. Like that's
right.
the first step is getting to work.
It's like, am I my brother's keeper? But are you really my brother?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They even go with. So when I get to work now, I be like the first one in the building. So when everybody else come in, they be like, "Is so and so here? So and so." I say, "Shit, I'm here." And they
Can only
and
speak for me.
that'd be my whole thing every time when they be like, "Is so and so here? So and so here?" I be like, "I'm here." I tell all of them that. You seen so and so? No, I ain't seen him, but I'm here. Like that's all I can do. So
Right.
with me referring to somebody, that's the other part. Like I say, the first part is just getting to work. If you want people that ain't getting to work, and that's my partner, and I got him a job, I'm gonna say the same thing. Hey, what's up, your man? He here? Shit, I'm here.
Right.
I mean, it
Right.
look disloyal, but it ain't. It ain't. I
Like
got to
I
worry
just
about
got him
myself.
the job. He's still his own
Yeah.
person.
Shit, my first 7 years working here, he wasn't coming with me then. I ain't about to worry about him now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a decent thing to decent conversation piece because people will always not people will always there's certain people that want you to do the heavy lifting for them to come in. What you're
Yep.
not gonna do is blame me because it's a shitty job. I told you it's a shitty job. You know what I'm saying? And what they not gonna do is hold your work ethic against me.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like even when we invite guests on this show, I tell them I'll be like, "Hey man, our show is based off the conversation piece more so than the interview, more so than the graphics." But this is what I'm telling you walking into. You walking into the two brothers as if you was at the bar or on the street. Ain't no neon lights, ain't no whole bunch of graphics going on, ain't no whole bunch of like you having a conversation. Now, granted, our bells and whistles will come in the future, but as of right now, the meat of it, every guest we've had on here said they had a good time because we told them up front what you was walking into. You can't come here and be like, man, this is some bullshit, man. Y'all ain't got my name up there. Like y'all ain't did this, y'all ain't did that. It's like, what you got to say? Like other than
What do
that,
you have to say?
what's your what's your conversation like?
Or
And
your
then
contribution?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we've had people complain about not complain. We've had people talk about view count, but if you shared it to one person and I did all my sharing, that's not my fault.
True that.
I mean, all that shit go
And
hand in
then,
hand.
but I was watching, and that's one thing that I don't mind doing is putting people on to do like if like I'm exclusively entertained now at this point almost 80% by podcasts. So T Pain had Poor Minds on. Poor Minds is Dre Nicole and Lex P. You may have seen them on the 85 South Show. They got their own pod called Poor Minds. Young ladies speaking from the ladies' point of view. We don't want no broke niggas. We fly bras over here. We out here getting money. Um, it's a dope podcast, even if you're not a lady, because it gives you perspective. But they said they was on for 2 years
Yeah.
with no views. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that they made that connection with Carlos and them, who have a huge platform. They got 5 million fans. You're gonna get 250,000 fans off of them.
Okay. Now,
You know
do
what
you
I'm
do
saying?
that? Now, do you do that? And all the people you network with coming up, do you help them as far as whatever the 85 South is looking for to branch off? Or do you just be like, I'm gonna ride my wave and y'all can jump on my wave when I make some movement?
Right. Like you have to their platform is built.
Yeah.
You gotta build your platform before you can help anybody out. Like, and that's the other thing in our community. People want help from people that are still climbing up the ladder.
They want big help, not
You know
just
what I'm
help.
saying? My
They want
climb
big.
look good. You know, we making our climb look good, but we still ain't got shit. You feel me? So I can't invest more in you than I am into me. and you can't and you shouldn't take that. You know what I'm saying? If there's something that I can do and there's something that you're producing that's gonna be worth a damn, you doggone right. And I would never stop your shine. You could potentially leapfrog me, and I'm not gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? But also, I have a duty to myself and my product. So you shouldn't be mad at that.
And plus, our track record is we networking. Y'all know I always say networking superpower. So if
You be
anybody
networking.
asks,
I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, if anybody, regardless, our platform is for people to speak. Uh, so if you have a business or whatever, and if you got your own podcast, you want to be a guest on, like that's part of building. That's part of supporting people. They say money doesn't always mean support, but
Right.
if we can learn you something and you can learn us something, then we both getting paid in the end.
So let's do that. So let's go ahead and give shout outs to people that have been here before. Take a little time to shout out like Tickle Her Beer brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's still bad beer gang cub, but it's soft.
Yeah, bad beer gang soft. Bad beer gang soft. She got a dope product. She got a balm and an oil and one more thing. I can't remember what it is, but she got a balm and an oil. Hey, check her out. Tickle her
Absolutely.
beer back.
You got Misbehaving for your pure romance needs. If you got if you got a desire to do that, you know what I'm saying? It's more than adult toys, it's feminine products, it's um lotions and perfumes and all kinds of muscle relaxers and shit
And
like that.
cologne.
So and cologne. So who else
Yeah.
we got?
Oh, and she'll do your taxes. She'll give you pure romance and do your taxes at the same time. You gonna have a good night. Have a big Sean said, good night. Paid and
Okay.
toys at the same time. Um, uh, one of my favorite, Derek Richard. Derek Richard, horse trainer I think he out of Louisiana but live in Texas. He got that Louisiana talk, but he is a great dude. First episode, he chopping up with us with some crown. You know he an OG with some
Right.
Wranglers on probably and some real cowboy boots. But he
For
he a
sure, for sure.
dope he a dope individual. He actually doing horse rides. Like he training people how to ride. Like he posts his reels on Facebook. I like that. He said if we ever
Absolutely.
get down there, he'll show us. He want to get with us if we ever get down south. That low down south.
For sure. Animated Brandon, for
Yeah, I ain't got to have that.
images, hoodies, hats, all kinds of different apparel, all kinds of different art. Um, that's ANIMETED So animated
Dope,
brand.
dope thing about him. He a young black man, but all his art, all the graphics are drawn by Japanese people overseas. Not a Japanese American, a
Absolutely
Japanese over the seas draw all his artwork.
authentic.
Yeah, we wear his hat sometimes. We wear the shirt sometimes, but very dope individual. One of our silent partners as far as supporters. Big support. I wouldn't even call him silent. He a big support of us.
April
Who else you
Challenge
got?
podcast. We already shouted her
Oh
out.
yeah,
Together we break change productions.
yeah.
You know
Together
what
we
I'm
break change.
saying? Let's talk about it. 803. That's another podcast.
She's dope. She ran up today right before I went live. She ran up like 5,000 followers on Facebook. She started the journey around the same time we started, but we just met with her a couple months ago, and we in talks with doing another joint show. So definitely, let's talk about 803.
Who else?
Um, Carletta Booster Girl. She came on as a bike enthusiast, but she had entrepreneurship in her with refurnishing furniture
Customizing
and
furniture,
the furniture, and she made doormats.
customized
Doormat.
doormats and rugs.
Yeah, she's
She's
very
an
dope.
author. She's got a book on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, dope individual, dope individual. She used to host bike events in North Carolina and South Carolina. So dope person. Uh,
Forever Red. She hasn't been on, but Forever Red is a friend to the podcast. got a book on Amazon called Black Ivory. If you are a reader of things, um, check her out on Amazon. Again, the book is called Black Ivory. Her name is Forever Red.
Um, Best in the solar system, a big support. Best in the solar system. We've had three of their representatives: DJ Surplus, Vanessa Young, and Steve Cherokee. Big supporters of BOTB. They get our voice or our platform out when without asking. Like that's the
For sure,
dope
for
thing.
sure.
They do it without asking. They'll get us out there. We definitely appreciate them coming through. Definitely appreciate them.
The Charleston Plug.
Charleston Plug. Me and him was chopping up a little bit the other day, just through messages. Yeah, Charleston Plug. Charleston Plug, big promoter in Charleston, South Carolina. Dope individual, a street dude with a business mind that's trying to make some waves of his own.
Absolutely. So, like I said, we here for the people, we here for the community. We're not about personal vendettas and bullshit like that. We see a lot of great people doing a lot of great things. And if we can help, we gonna help. And if they want to help us, they gonna help us. And it ain't no beef about that. You know what I'm saying? So again, the narrative that we trying to push is don't let what other people's narrative about black people be about black people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not a horrible person to do business with because they are of a certain skin color. Everybody is not untrustworthy because they is of a certain skin color. You know what I'm saying? Also, use the same patience that you take for the major brands for some of these black owned brands. You go to Walmart and you spend money on bullshit and you don't get mad about that. But when it's somebody that look like you want to drag them through the mud and go to Facebook and kill their product. It could be that they had a bad experience. You know what I'm saying? You had a bad experience. Give them an opportunity to repair that, reconcile that before you go in and say, this is trash, they trash. Don't you never support these people.
Hey, speaking of that, I just saw it before we went live. So I follow Brick Brat. If y'all know who Brick Brat is, she's in Charleston. She sells she does the crab tables. And she was making a comment, but just highlighting everything that you just said. And she spoke about a woman who cleans houses, and somebody came for the comment section and was like, I've been trying to book her 4 times and I ain't getting no answer, whatever. And Britt Brat was like, she was basically like, this ain't the time and place for your complaints. Like, we trying to uplift each other. And she was like, and the girl kept going on about this, and Britt was like, it came out her just being like, because the girl was like, well, I ain't trying to be like that. Well, Britt was like, it's not about that. You speaking on this timeline, so other people are reading into it. Like, hit her up privately. Understand what the problem is. People will be booked. That's another thing. People will be booked.
Can be booked.
And people can be tired because you don't know what's going on in their life. Like, we do this podcast shit, but when we turn this shit off, man, we got lives to live. We ain't no rappers. We ain't doing shows. Every time we do this, there ain't no cover charge at the door. But we like doing it. We like interacting with the crowd. But for other people, whatever their means for profit is, you got to respect that. But within that, you got to have good customer service. You got to have good customer service. But you also, as a customer, you got to be respectful to whoever you're going to help you with a product or a service.
I forget where I went. I went somewhere. I went somewhere the other day and it was a restaurant, and I pulled around the back of the restaurant, and the dude had the restaurant shirt on, blowing big Doja Cat. I'm talking about he was smoking the finest West Coast California palm tree cut.
Yeah.
I just kept going. I didn't even eat there no more. I said, that brother probably don't even know his name.
Man, somebody told me a story.
So customer service is a thing.
Yeah, somebody pulled up at a drive-through, and the nigga taking the order came from behind the bushes smoking gas. He's taking an order. He's taking an order. outside behind the bushes, and he had to come back and walk across the drive-through. Blowing good. But
This is again, we gotta make better choices. So if you see that, and then you get home and your food wrong, is he to blame or you to blame? Because you saw what you was walking into.
man, that nigga still to blame. Because what happened? Man, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. Like I gave it the benefit of the doubt.
If I see the wrong thing, cause I'm not patronizing the establishment. It's not to say I won't patronize it ever again, but I just saw something that turned me off. Like the time the homie said he went by a certain restaurant and there was a pigeon in there.
Oh,
He said it was a pigeon in the restaurant, car. Again,
yeah,
if you get
man.
sick, is that your fault or is it the restaurant fault?
No, that's your
Because you
fault.
saw the
When you saw
pigeon.
that pigeon, yeah, when you saw that pigeon, you supposed to turn around, bro.
Either way, man,
So,
look, make
but you know,
good choices, man. Like I said, go ahead.
no, I turn around. Like if somebody in front of me going off on them, I'll turn around and leave. Like depending on what
For
restaurant
sure.
it is, because I just feel like they about to fuck up everybody's food at that moment.
They are
Somebody
no
else want to
longer
go
in the
off.
mood.
Yeah,
They are no
man.
longer in the mood. If they dropped your chicken patty on the floor and accidentally stepped on it, you still gonna eat that some bitch.
Hell yeah. See, I went to Chick-fil-A the other day. They didn't give me no fries. I started turning around and acting donkey, but all the time Chick-fil-A did me right. I just kept going. I
Oh,
really ain't want the fries anyway, but
I would say if I had to put a number on Chick-fil-A visits over the last 5 years, I would say I've probably been to Chick-fil-A 400 times. I got one wrong order in Chick-fil-A, and I believe it was because I ordered something that was seasonal that I thought was regular. The chicken tortilla soup. If y'all don't know about Chick-fil-A chicken tortilla soup, that shit is magnificent. But it's only seasonal. It's only here for a couple months. And they gave me chicken noodle soup. I was like, I can get chicken noodle soup from fucking Campbell's.
what this bullshit?
I want a chicken tortilla soup.
Hey, I'll tell somebody they ain't had their mac and cheese. I was like, whoever they got that mac and cheese, they got that recipe for somebody dark skin. Because that mac and
That
cheese,
was Patty.
that was
That's Patty LaBelle's mac and cheese.
if you ever get a chance, try that mac and cheese from. But you else know who else got a mean mac and cheese? The QT gas station got a mean mac and cheese, bro.
Quick Trip gas stations are the upper level. You know what I'm saying? I know we don't have Wawa's down here. I heard a lot of good thing about Wawa,
And
but
Bucky's.
down here, Quick Trip is upper level convenience store shit.
Yeah, Bucky's is coming. Bucky's in Florence, so Bucky's about an hour away, but they coming this way too. They say Bucky's serious.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, Wawa's, QT, Bucky's. I don't like the love truck stop shit, but they got a lot of good shit too.
Yeah, they either got a Wendy's or McDonald's in there and something else. Like their main things
Yeah.
in there, either Wendy's or McDonald's. Or something. Now I ain't gonna lie, I went to one last year. Wow, mad as shit. I almost threw my drink back at people drive through. I ordered a drink and my drink came out hot. My drink came out hot.
Mm.
And my food came out cold. So what the fuck happened?
You got to try to do that. That ain't something that happens.
That shit slack. One of them small ass towns on the road, on the side of the road, man. I was mad as hell. I was like, how y'all do that?
Oh man, that is hilarious. Well, we towards the end of the show, man. What's your song of the week this week?
Oh shit! You know we was fuck with that Sounds of Blackness last week when we watching football. You know that shit go hard.
I love that song.
Yeah, man. That ain't my song of the week. I might need to make it real quick, but that ain't my song of the week. What's his name? Darby. Wish him well. We talked about that
Trent
last week.
Darby.
Yeah, man. I wish you will. Wish you will. Yeah. Terrence Darby.
I'm gonna
He
go a
sound like he
little
been
off.
locked up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little off kilter or dig it, not off kilter, but dig into my bag. But Don't Speak by No Doubt, Gwen Stefani. Um, that's my song of the week.
Mm.
If y'all young and y'all never heard these songs, definitely check them out. You never know what kind of idea that they inspire. And if you old and you just haven't heard the song, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Get on the vibe of the BOTB show. And through this music, you'll learn a little bit more about us as we drop these song of the weeks.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
So indeed. You know what I'm saying? So we into this final call, bro. What you got for the people, man?
As I always say, fucks with us. Network Superpower. So we've been nominated for 3 different podcast awards. One based out of Columbia, Southern Plug Award. One out of Georgia. It is the Southern Independent Music Award. That's based out of Georgia. And then we got the big boy one out of Memphis, Tennessee. It's called Southern Entertainment Awards. So that's three podcast awards that we were nominated for, which is dope. Once again, we try to bring quality content with quality people. We'll get the bells and the whistles together, but the most important is I've seen podcasts where they had the bells and the whistles, but the conversation wasn't nothing. Well, we get our conversation right, and the bells and whistles will come, and that shit'll slide on in. But being recognized like that, 3 different podcasts, award shows in 3 different regions, just win or lose, that's monumental for what we're doing. Our network ability within South Carolina and within Columbia, South Carolina it's a beautiful thing because if you're around here, they say we can't work together. But me and my brother are trying to figure out a way for us as far as people here to work together, and we're making it work. Um,
For sure.
if you don't rock with us, that's fine. If you don't rock with another group, that's fine. But we gonna rock with whoever we want to rock with, and we gonna do it our way. But we getting a lot of love because people are saying y'all doing it. So once again, networking superpower, we are gonna be who we are. Once again, I always say, once this camera turn off, we're gonna be the same individuals, and the people around us know that's them same dudes. But once again, we totally appreciate it's a blessing to be nominated for 3 different podcast awards. Networking superpower.
Absolutely. And if you see us in the street, shout out, you don't know me. No, I'm just fucking with you, man. Holler at me, man. Check our Facebook page, and you can find out how to go and vote. I don't know if the voting is still open on all those things, but you can go in there and if you like what we're doing, man, check our Facebook page and find out how to vote for us. We appreciate the love, whether you do or don't. We here, man. My forehead shiny. I'm black, man. I feel pretty good, man. I be thinking that I'm super dark, but under these lights, I feel pretty good, man.
That just means you drunk high
Y'all know,
quality H2O. You got to get water in your system, bro.
gotta get some water in your system. Stop taking them gas station pills and drink you a gallon of water. Your dick will work. I'm sorry, that was just for the dudes.
Oh man, I saw somebody looking at the pill the other day.
Give me one of them XL Rhinos, bro. You eating a double cheeseburger with onion rings and chili fries with a milkshake, and you about to take a goddamn bull semen pill. You gonna die.
Hey, real quick, before you did, just because you said it, when you told Black Lips the other day, Black Lips said I fuck longer than you. Would you tell him?
I'd take a Viagra and fuck longer than you. No, you won't. I'll drink a glass of water and fuck longer than you, cuz. What is wrong with you? But that's not important. People's sexual proclivities is not what's important. What is important is that you look out and love the people who love you back, man. For that person that crossed your mind that you hadn't talked to in a while, for real. Reach out and touch them people, man. We in a time now where everybody ain't gonna say that they down bad. And maybe you might save somebody's life by simply making a call. If there was beef, revisit the beef. You might find out they ain't mad no more. And if they are mad, you at least did your part to be a better person by checking on them. But all that being said, this is the Bottom of the Bottle Show. I'm Jay Walker the third, Carolina Dirt 803. Like this shit, share this shit, subscribe, turn the notifications on. We here every Wednesday, 8:35 Eastern time, except sometimes it's 8:40. Weekends, sometimes it's Friday, sometimes it's Saturday, but it's 9:35 Eastern time. You never know who we might bring, or it might just be the two of us on that same old bullshit. But outside of that, man, y'all be easy. It's been another lovely show, and we'll catch you next time. We
Indeed.
go.